Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Road to Recovery Podcast, episode number 4. Today, for episode number 4, we have a very special guest, two-time Big Sky Conference champ, Allie Henrikson. Allie, thank you for joining the podcast.
Thank you, Gino. Happy to be here.
Of course, yeah. Let's get a little introduction about yourself. Tell the people where you're from, what you do, and, just a little bit about you.
For sure. My name's Allie, but a lot of people will call me Ricky. I'm from Pueblo, Colorado, and I'm a member of the women's soccer team here at UM.
Heck yeah. How long have you been here at the university?
This is my 3rd year here at the university, and I love it.
Good. New friends, new faces, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I mean, I got my 4 good roommates here. Love them, and just the team and the culture. I love everything about it.
Good. So, obviously, you're on the podcast today because you went through an experience like with an injury and stuff. So, Let's go through the backstory of what kind of sidelined you through your sport.
For sure. Yeah. So, early September, I was playing in a game, in the first minute of a game, and just went to go turn for a ball and just kind of tweaked my knee and heard like a kind of a banging noise in there. But, I mean, honestly, it didn't hurt too bad. I didn't think anything was serious. I saw the trainer, saw the doctors, and it was like, yeah, you're fine, like just a sprained MCL, and so I was like, all right, 4 to 6 weeks, I'll take that, like not a big deal. So I started just doing the basic rehab, and it was pretty tough in the beginning. I was like, really? Like, it's like this bad for just a sprained MCL? I couldn't really go around on the bike or anything, but, just like stuck to it, and within about 6 weeks, I was like pretty much gearing up to start playing again, start practice again, but something still just didn't feel right, and so I was kind of voicing my concerns to my roommates and stuff, and my roommate Charlie, her dad, was actually like, just go get it checked out. So I went to a doctor out at Missoula Bone and Joint, and I got an MRI, he checked it out, and I ended up tearing my ACL. So that was kind of a big shock, because I pretty much felt fine when I found out. So that was a pretty big shock once I found that out.
No, it's crazy. Like, same thing that went on with me. It's like I was back squatting one day, and then next thing you know, I felt like I had a hurt back or something. Like, I back squatted too much almost, and so I was sore. But then you go the next few weeks, and things get worse, and things progress, and then next thing you know, yeah, with me, it was like I couldn't walk in the morning. So
totally.
It's like, it's crazy how those things can just like kind of out of nowhere.
That,
exactly.
like just going out of there.
You don't really know what it is until you get those.
Exactly,
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like everyone tries to downplay it a little bit, like, oh, just a tweak back or a tweak knee, but like you never really know until.
Yeah, which honestly is kind of scary, but it's
seriously.
We're lucky to have the help we do have, and they're definitely useful, especially when it comes to helping us get things diagnosed for the most part.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Your recovery process so far. Take us like step by step, like after surgery. What was the timeline they gave you, and kind of like what did it look like for you?
For sure, yeah. So I found out that I was hurt about like mid-October, and I got surgery November 1st, and so they said 9 to 12 months recovery, and that was pretty hard pill to swallow, because our season started exactly 9 months from when I got surgery, like to the day, and so I was like, you know what, okay, like I can do this like in 9 months. But about a few months in, I like kind of started realizing like that was going to be pushed back. I was like pretty much lacking in every department, range of motion, strength, pretty much everything. And so that was pretty hard to swallow, because I knew like so early on that I'd be pushed back. And so, but I just kind of kept sticking to the program. For about like 5 months, I kind of like plateaued a little bit. Like, I mean, I was making strengths in terms of like walking and stuff like that, but yeah, I pretty much plateaued. I was in a ton of pain for a long time. And so I just kept going back to the doctor, and we decided to do a second surgery. And that was in April of this year. And yeah, that was just to clear out some scar tissue. And they like sewed my patella tendon back together so it wouldn't fill back up with scar tissue. And that one was honestly way harder for me than the first one, because it was no nerve block. You just like kind of felt everything. And so that one was pretty rough. But then about a month after that, I was still in like a decent amount of pain, and then it all started picking up pretty quickly from there. And so come April, I still couldn't run on like the just regular ground. I was still in an Alter G treadmill, but yeah, like the last 5 months really picked up a lot for me in terms of rehab.
No, it's crazy. I'm starting to kind of get into the bulk of my rehab right now, and like I did my first workout today and I could barely do 10 push-ups.
Yeah,
It's like
you gotta like just look back to where you were like a month ago, a week ago, and then you just gotta like
Exactly.
appreciate where you're at.
yeah, it's baby steps. And like you said, like plateaus are going to happen. It's just look for those baby steps and those little milestones.
For sure.
It's definitely something that's going to help you in the recovery process.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Then like you said, like mentally it's draining.
Oh, yeah.
So what would you say, like some positive mindsets and some negative mindsets you kind of went through going through the process?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think when you're in season, it's definitely like a lot of highs and lows when you're not playing. You're obviously like super happy for the team that's succeeding, but there's definitely parts where you don't feel like you're part of it, and you're just on the sidelines and you're like, what am I even doing here? Like, you're not playing, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing here. You're supposed to be like being an athlete and you're just standing here off to the side. And so those parts are definitely challenging. It was definitely challenging in the off season too, because it's just every day just standing there and watching and just kind of going through the same thing over and over again every day. But there's definitely still moments to like be very positive. Like, you still are part of the team. You're still a teammate to everyone. At the end of the day, that's what matters. Like, when you look back at your college athletics, you're not going to remember like a big play you had, really, or you're not going to remember like how many games you started. You're going to remember like the team dinners. You're going to remember, hanging out with your friends. It's like that kind of stuff that is really, I think, more mentally boosting for me.
No, that's a great outlook. I've really never thought of it that way, and that is definitely a good perspective to put it through. I mean, like you said, as soon as you start going through those, like, while you're in season, like my injury, I made my way through all the, the crappy stuff of being an athlete, the off-season training, the off-season practices, and then I get hurt 3 months before the season's supposed to start, sidelining me for the whole season. It's definitely mentally exhausting, and like you said, you just feel pretty useless, kind of like you're just
totally
around doing nothing, kind of like a waste of space. But really, it's your friends and your teammates that kind of help you get through it. Like, it's awesome having a great support staff that they kind of help you, make you feel like you're more of a part of it, even though you kind of realize, I'm not. I haven't done a whole lot for the team.
Totally.
But yeah, they still make you feel involved, which is great.
Totally.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, any specific like lessons you learned, and like, do you think that the process you went through is going to help you like with future things, like being a good mother, being, just like an employee, maybe starting a business, something like that?
Totally. I mean, I definitely think it taught me to just like kind of grind through it in a way. Like, something I'd always like struggled with was doing just like boring, like slow-paced things by myself. Like, if I could work out and I could like do like a fast workout like by myself and I would get it done in like 30 minutes, but like this taught me I gotta like sit down and kind of like grind it out. Like, for 8 months, all I could do was ride the bike, and I honestly like had never gotten on a single speed bike in my life before this, and so that definitely just taught me to just like put your head down and work, and that will definitely like carry me through whatever I do in life. And like, it's not always going to be pretty, but the grass is green where you water it, so just like pour in work to yourself, and yeah, it'll come out on the other end.
Yeah, I like that. And like you said, the assault bike, it's no joke.
No, it's no joke at all.
I feel like the assault bike could kick anyone's butt, even if you're healthy.
Yeah, the assault bike, I think, honestly, should be implemented to everyone's workout, because that thing got me whipped into shape like no other.
No, I couldn't agree more. I've been doing that for the past 3 months, and yeah, I wasn't able to run at all for the past 6 months. So it's like, yeah, that honestly feels worse than running does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say you have any advice for other people, like, say you had a teammate going through the exact same situation as you, like, if you had the chance to sit down with them, what would, like, the first couple things you'd say to them on how to get through something like this?
For sure. I would just say, like, that you will get through it. Like, it seems, like, so daunting how far out it can be before you can even start running or start playing or start feeling back to normal, but, like, you will get through it, and it goes faster than you think. I know you've been out for a while, too, and, like, it goes slow while you're in it, but then you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, that was a year ago that happened. It's like, it's crazy how it does fly. And yeah, I would just say like lean on others, because you can't do it alone. I'd also say like your sport like doesn't determine your worth at all. So, find your worth outside of it and just really lean on other things that feel passionate about and you feel like represent you, not just your sport.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. And I mean, there's no reason to rush the process. I mean, you only get to go through it once. You only get one body. There's no need to have an artificial knee or get a back replacement. It's like there's no need to speed up a process. It's like take your time and good things will come.
Yeah,
so.
Just do it right. I mean, yeah, that's, you said it right on the head.
Yeah. Current status. You're back. You're healthy. You guys just finished up your season. It was a great year watching the Lady Grizz soccer team.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you excited for the next year to come? And
Yeah, I'm pumped for this next year. I think like it'll be our senior season, and so I'm just really excited to kind of like get after it. Like I'm finally starting to feel like more like myself again, to like workouts and stuff. Like still not completely normal, but I'm just excited to like have no regrets, and like I think this experience has shaped who I'm going to be, because it'll just give me like all gas, no breaks, like don't take anything for granted, and just take every day like as a blessing. So
yeah, and college sports is one of those things where it's a commitment, and honestly, it's like, I'm not saying it's a good thing to be injured, but it gives you a little bit of a reset, like
oh yeah,
giving you time away. Like, you know, sometimes it can be a drag, but obviously we're doing it for a reason because we love it. But I think sometimes it's, you know, we got to take a step back, but now, you know, it's just like you really take appreciation for what you had and
oh yeah,
the opportunities we're given. Like, we're lucky to be able to do what we do, and
oh yeah,
I feel like a lot of people would wish to be in the shoes that we're in.
100%.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That will be all for episode number 4 of the Road to Recovered podcast. Our next episode is going to feature another one of my teammates who was injured, and he's had quite a speedy recovery from a pretty long-lasting injury. But for right now, we're going to wrap this up, and I just want to say thank you to Allie for joining the podcast.
Thank you, Gino.
Yes, of course. And until next time, thank you.